You created a vision for 2025. You've put it on your vision board, but now what? How do you make this vision a reality? How does it come into your 3D physical world? That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's dive in. Happy New Year and welcome back to the first episode of 2025. This is Flawthentic Me. I'm your host, Sunny Lamba. I am a self-worth and self-love coach, a meditation coach, and a manifestation coach. I help you change into that powerful being that you already are, but really step into it. So let's get into our topic for today. I wanted to talk about how do you take that vision that you created and change that into a reality. So it's like 2 weeks into the new year. We all made resolutions. I don't believe in resolutions, but so many of us made resolutions. And how are you doing? Where are those resolutions going? Are you still there? Are you still following through? Are you still taking action? Or did you kind of fell off the wagon? So, what I want to talk about today is that you created a vision, you set some goals. If you set resolutions, you got to go back and watch my vision board workshop that I did in December. Let me know if you would like to do that. It is a 2 days workshop that I did in December 2024 before the end of the year. And it is so powerful. What we did there was that we did reflected back on the year. We released what does not serve us anymore, what we don't want to bring into 2025. And then we really went deep inside ourselves to set some soul aligned goals or create a vision for ourselves from what we really want, not what the world wants us to believe that we want. So that's the vision board workshop. I'll put the link in the notes. But okay, let's say you already have a vision. And if you don't, you know where to find it, or just reach out to me. But now what? Are you one of those people who creates a beautiful vision board every year and then it sits in a corner somewhere? Or you do put it up on the wall, like I have put mine, but then you don't look at it. You forget to look at it. And you don't really bring it to reality because you don't take action. So here are 7 things that I do to bring my vision into reality. And let me be very, very honest. I am saying 7 things, but a couple of them I haven't been doing. So these are the 7 things that I plan to do in 2025. I'll tell you which ones I haven't done or I have done in the past, but I didn't have the conviction. So I'll tell you that. So let's get right into it. Number 1 is faith. Having 100% belief in yourself, in your vision. Do you really believe your vision? Do you think it's possible? Or do you have doubt? So that unshakable belief and faith, and not coming from a place of fear. Or do you have those little slivers of doubt coming up? If they come up, they will. I mean, doubt will always come up because that's your brain trying to protect you from heartbreak. What if I don't get this goal? I'll be sad. So your brain is like, well, you know what? Just don't even try. Don't even go for it. So is it that? Are you in that place where there's this constant doubt, or the doubt comes up once in a while, but then it's gone? So where are you? Where is your faith? Coming from a place where you have so much belief in yourself, in the universe, that your dreams are going to come to reality. And every time that little doubt comes up, you tell the doubt that no, I know what I am capable of. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm enough, and I'm going to make this happen. Now, you don't shove that doubt down. You process it. You do the work. You journal. And that's why, I'm doing this, because you do journal. लिखो उसके बारे में कि क्या है, कहाँ से आ रहा है डाउट. Why is the world telling you something? Is the society telling you something? कुछ बचपन से आ रहा है. Maybe in the childhood someone told you that, oh no, don't even try for this. Not that dream, but anything. Let's say you wanted to take part in a dance competition and someone in your house said, oh no, that looks tough. And that's when you created this belief that I'm not good enough. So लिखो उसके बारे में and write down, go deep down, where is this coming from? And why is it not true? Why is this fake? Where is the fear coming from? Fear is, you've probably heard this, fake evidence appearing real. So we look at the times when we did not succeed at something, or when someone told us that we're not going to succeed, and we think that is the evidence. And then we start believing in it. But what if you actually start questioning that fear and you say, hey, I know that one time it didn't happen or I failed at something, but that doesn't mean that's the ultimate truth. That doesn't mean this will keep repeating over and over, right? That was just that one time. That was me at that time. Today I'm a new person. I've done so much growth. Today I can make this happen. So that's number one, having that complete faith. And if you don't have that at the moment, how are you going to build that up? There is something I like to call ladder of belief. Actually, it comes from my coach. Ladder of belief. If you are, let's say your goal is that I want to make $20,000 a month. But deep inside, you're like, ooh, I don't think that's possible. I'm not even making 5,000. Then what do? Don't set 20,000. There's this ladder. Go on the first rung of the ladder and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make $10,000 a month. If that feels more believable and feels easy and you're not having that kind of feeling, that cringy feeling or that fear coming up huge, then go with 10,000. If 20,000 is triggering a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, then start low. So go up that ladder of belief slowly, one by one, until you reach that. But start building that. Start writing it down, start visualizing it, and we'll go into that actually. That's one of the steps. So, this is the first thing, your faith. Number two is desire. How deeply do you desire this? And I always say this to my clients that how aware are you of your own wants and needs? What do you want? Because the world makes us believe that we want all these things, but do you really want them? So self awareness is so important in building that desire. When I was working on this, when I was presenting this vision board workshop, there were so many women on there. It was such a wonderful workshop. One of the things I told them is that ask yourself why. Why are you putting this one thing on your vision board? So, for example, on my vision board, I have building a community of women who are all in there for personal growth, having retreats for them. So, why do I want to do that? When I had put this retreat thing 4 years ago on my vision board, I didn't believe in it. My why wasn't strong enough. I was just doing it because I was seeing that, oh, everyone is doing retreats and maybe that's how I'm going to make money. But today, when I look at it, it's not about the money. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be about the money. Hey, if your desire is to have $100,000, mine is, why not? If your desire is to make $1 million, why not? Because money equals impact. But what's the bigger reason? See, money equals impact. Mera reason hai impact. I feel that there is a lack of personal growth and self growth in South Asian community. I'm not saying we're not growing, but there's a lack of understanding and there's a lack of coaches or people who are teaching this stuff, but they don't understand our challenges. They don't understand the challenges or nuances of coming from a collective culture. We come from a collective culture. We like to take everyone with us, and we have so much different conditioning growing up. So there's a lack of that. So I want to build that community of women who can come together and support each other. So that's my desire. So what is your desire and what is the why behind that desire? Ask yourself the why. Yesterday, I was on a coaching call with a client, and she said that I want to lose weight. So many of us, of course, that's one of the number one resolutions people have on New Year. So, why do you want that? She's like, oh, I'm getting back into the dating world and I don't even feel like going. I feel like I'm so ugly. Literally, that's the word she used. And I'm fat and my size is huge. And she was using all these words towards herself, which were like so demeaning. And I asked her, and as we dug deep into the why, the reason she's not exercising, the reason she's not eating healthy is because she's criticizing herself. And her why is very external. उसका जो डिजायर के पीछे रीजन है वो ये है कि मैं जब डेटिंग करने जाऊंगी तो वो लड़के जो मुझे देखेंगे, द गाइज आई गो आउट विद, वो सोचेंगे कि ओ लुक एट हर, शी इज ह्यूज, शी इज अ बिग साइज वुमन. That's external. That's not internal. What is your internal why? Because I want to look beautiful, because I want to feel confident, because I want to be healthy. That's a stronger why. So, where is your desire coming from, and what's the why behind that desire? Dig deep in. If your desire is not strong enough, you're not going to take action. So, that was step number two, or the second thing that I do to build and to bring that vision into reality. Number three is imagination. Now, imagination is such a beautiful place to be. We have forgot the art of imagination. When we were little, we had these imaginary friends. We would imagine these amazing things. We lived in our dream world. But as we grow older, the real world becomes too real, and the imaginary world feels like this fake place and feels like that no, I can't be there. I can't waste my time in the imaginary world. So I challenge you to go back into your imagination, to go back into that imaginary world. What does it feel like? The dream that you want to live, what does that dream really feel like? See, every big thing that has been accomplished in this world started with someone imagining it. Think of flying. When the Wright brothers wanted to build a plane, there was no one in the world who could fly. And it was not even a belief. People thought, no, we are humans, we have two legs and we walk. We don't fly, birds fly. But they came up with this imagination that I can fly. We can fly. We humans can fly. And if they did not imagine, would you today be traveling across the world? Would you be like one day spending a beautiful week in Mexico, or going and visiting your family in India or Pakistan, or traveling to Europe? And then next day you're back at home working on your dreams? So imagination is such a beautiful playing field. So step into that playing field. वो जो घर आपको अपने विजन बोर्ड पे डाला है, what does it look like? What, how many rooms? How do you enter in there? क्या paintings, क्या drawing, क्या artwork आपने उस पे लगाया? What are the colors? Feel them, really feel them. Not just imagine in the way that, okay, this is a huge house, but engage all your senses, all your five senses. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Well, feeling is separate. That's not the senses. But what does it look like? What do you hear? Are you close to a water so you hear the waves? What does it smell like? Is there a beautiful sage burning in your new house so you can smell it? Right? So engage all your senses and then come into the emotions. What does it feel like to live in that big house? What does it look like? What does it feel like to be on that vacation? What does it feel like to drive that car? What does it feel like to build that community of women? When they come together, what does it feel like? How satisfying. So go into that imagination. And this is where visualization comes in. Visualization plays a huge role in your imagination. So here's my very quick steps on visualization. Sit in a very comfortable, relaxed state, and then visualize your life. Whatever you've put on that vision board, visualize it just like a movie playing. Close your eyes, like a movie playing. You are now living that life. You are in that house. You're in that relationship. You have that ideal person, as your partner. What does it feel like to go on a date with them? What does it feel like day to day with them in the house? You're both in your relaxed state. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to have that physical intimacy with that person? You want to grow your business. What does that feel like? Imagine even working on your business. What does that working on your business feel like? Because so many times we don't take steps in our business because we're scared. क्योंकि हमें लगता है, oh my God, overwhelming है, इतना सारा है, क्या करना है? What's the next step? So why not visualize it? You're sitting there, you're recording this podcast. Every time I record a podcast, I have already visualized it in my shower. So when I'm in the shower, I'm saying these words. I'm visualizing, okay, I'll say this and then I'll say this. And then I'm like literally speaking these sentences. So visualizing the steps. And that's such a beautiful, beautiful place to be because you're already there and you're already grateful for that. That's one of the steps. We'll get there. But visualizing it and being grateful. And that also comes to attention, focused attention. Imagination, yes, you are imagining this thing, but you're also paying attention. Energy flows where your focus goes. So I remember when I was learning to drive, long time ago, and one of the things my instructor said was, because I kept going towards the curb, and he said, "Where are you looking?" And I said, "Well, I'm looking at the curb because I don't want to hit it." He said, "Don't look at where you don't want to go. Look straight far ahead, right? Straight far ahead, because that's where you want to go. Don't look at where you don't want to go." So stop looking at those doubts. Stop looking at the fears. Pay focused attention to where you're going. What is your desire? What is that vision? That is where your attention should be. And wherever your attention will go, that's where your energy will flow. And that's where you will end up going. So that's a part of the imagination. Number four is vibration. What is your vibration? Where are you vibrating? So now, whenever I say this word vibration, it kind of has this obstruction in it, well, like from the people, I mean. जिसको भी मैं बोलती हूँ, they're like, okay, like, I don't know. Now it sounds like woo woo. What are you talking about? It is science. It's a simple science. Think of quantum physics. And if you have not ever heard the word quantum physics, or if you're not someone who's into science, if you have been following me for a while, if you've been listening to this podcast, you know I love science. And I'm actually, my next podcast episode is going to be about spirituality and the science and all that fun stuff. But anyways, um, vibration, going to the vibration. So to say it in simple terms, everything in this world is energy. Whatever you see is literally energy. We are all made of atoms. Everything is made of atoms. Cells are also the smallest atoms. Everything is made of atoms, and these atoms have energy in them. So they vibrate at a certain energy. Everything is energy. There's two types here: the energy that we can see, touch, feel, the matter basically. So this microphone here is energy, but it's in a solid state. So I can see it, I can touch it, I can feel it. My laptop, you, me, we humans, we are physical forms of energy. We can see, touch, feel them. But then there is energy that we cannot see. That is where that whole manifestation and bringing your dreams to reality falls into. So, how do you do that? You have to become a vibrational match with the things you desire. So, if you desire a big house, or if you desire a huge successful business, or if you desire a loving partner in your life, who do you need to be? What vibration you need to be vibrating at to attract those things into your life? So let's use the example of a business, let's say. If you are constantly doubting yourself, doubting your products, doubting your services, doubting your worth, and you're constantly in that negative space and fear, then you're vibrating low and slow, right? So if you're vibrating low and slow, and you know how that is when you are in that space where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know, is this client going to sign up? I have a call with the client, but what if they don't sign up? And you are vibrating like low and slow. So what are you going to attract? You're going to attract a client who's going to say no. Now, let's say that you are in this space where you are vibrating high and fast. And you're like, yes, I have a client call, I have a consult call, and this client is ready. This client is my client, and all the people are waiting for my products, my services. They love what I have to offer. Now, what do you think? You're going to show up on that call with confidence, with conviction, with this beautiful, happy energy. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked in Hindi much today. But this is the flow. It's the flow. Let's go with the flow. Then you're vibrating high and fast, and you are radiating that energy. And the client on the call can feel that energy. We can all feel energy of other people. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like there was certain someone that you wanted to talk to? Because that person was vibrating at the energy, or their vibration was a match with your vibration. But then there's someone else, and you feel like, I think I'm going to stay away from them. And I'm not saying that someone else was like a bad person or whatever. Maybe they were vibrating way too higher than you. So you wanted to be like, or maybe they were vibrating way lower than you. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not feeling the connection. That is what vibration is. Now, I want to clarify Vibration does not mean that you're always happy, laughing, and dancing and all. No, it doesn't mean being in high vibe all the time. That's toxic positivity. Vibration, in being in high vibration, means I am a beautiful, confident, empowered person, but I'm going through a sad moment at the time. Life will happen, things will happen, death, war, a bad snowy, yucky weather day, and it will impact your emotions. But that doesn't mean you change your identity. That doesn't mean your vibration changes. Yes, at that moment, you're feeling sad. You've lost a loved one, you've lost a relationship, or you've lost a client. Even with that, when you lose a client, yes, but that doesn't mean that you change your identity, that I am a coach or I'm a business owner who no one wants to work with. No, you say, hey, I lost a client. This was not their time. Or maybe they were not a vibrational match with me, but I am doing this business and I love my business and I am the best person for this product, this business, this service. That's what you believe in. So you process those emotions, but you don't change your identity. I am not saying being toxic positive means suppressing those emotions. No, you're not doing that. You sit. If you feel like crying, you cry, but you process those emotions so that your identity doesn't change. So you are not a sad person. You are a confident, happy, empowered person going through a sad moment. So that's vibration. How many did we do? 5. Okay. No, did we do 5? No, 4, 5. So we did number 1 was faith, number 2 was desire, number 3 was imagination, and number 4 was vibration. So we only did 4. Number 5. So number 5 is decision. This is a big one, and a lot of people don't get to that point of making their decisions by themselves. How many times have you asked someone, what do you think I should do? Should I do this or not? Should I join this program or not? Should I buy this outfit or not? What should I order in the restaurant? I was that person. I would go to a restaurant and I would look at the whole menu and I could not decide at all. And I would poll everyone on the table, or I would ask my husband, what are you ordering? I still ask my husband, what is he ordering? But that's because I want to try his food and I don't want to order the same thing. That's different than making the decision yourself. Now I make my own decisions. In 2020, I joined a coaching program with Bob Proctor, with my coach. She was the program was with Bob Proctor, but she was the coach. And I love this woman. But at that time, I had invested $10,000 for the first time in my life. I had invested such a big amount on myself. This is excluding the college fees and all, because that's normal. Everyone does it. That's acceptable. And you were like, oh, yeah, that's just part of life. But investing into my personal growth, a huge amount, $10,000. And this is like right in the middle of COVID. My husband had lost his job. I hadn't started my coaching business yet, but I had this other business and I had lost a lot of clients and I invested $10,000. But I was so confused. Should I do it? Should I not? I asked my husband 10 times, 100 times, discussed it over and over. And my husband said, if you think you need it, you should do it. He wanted me to make the decision, but I couldn't. Finally, one day he's like, just do it. And then I did it. So do you struggle with making decisions? And do you wait that maybe my partner or someone else would say it? So then later, if it goes wrong, I can be like, oh, well, not my decision. Believe in yourself to make a decision yourself. Today, I make my own decisions. Doesn't mean I don't talk to my husband, but I don't wait for him to make the decision for myself. I make the decision and then I say, hey, you know what? I think this program I'm going to join, I think it's going to help me in my thing, in my growth, and I'm going to join it. I think I'm going to buy this product or buy this service for my business. I think I'm going to invest this much money into my business and I'm going to do it. So are you making your own decisions or are you asking 10 people? Are you polling everyone? Decision is so powerful in bringing your vision to reality, because if you don't make those decisions, that impact your vision, then you're not going to be anywhere. You're just going to be stuck in this space of indecision. Now, so many times we say we've made the decision. And now I'm talking about not financial decisions here, but let's say that you decided that's it. From today, I'm going to be in high vibration and I'm going to change my beliefs. I'm not going to live in fear anymore. I'm going to believe. But then you're again doubting yourself next day and you're again not taking action. You said that, okay, I'm going to work out, I'm going to take care of my body. This is a decision I made, but you're not taking action. And this will bring me to the last number 7. But right now, let's talk about that. अगर आप वो actions नहीं ले रहे हो, अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि हाँ मैंने decide कर लिया, that's it, but आप action नहीं ले रहे हो, तो आपने decide नहीं किया. You haven't decided. That's not a decision. You say you've decided, but you haven't decided. Decision का मतलब है करना. जो भी डिसीजन लिया है उसके ऊपर उसी वक्त एक्ट करो. उस डिसीजन के ऊपर जो भी आपको स्टेप्स करने हैं, जो भी, राइट इट डाउन. इफ इट्स अ बिग ह्यूज डिसीजन एंड इट्स स्केरी, देन ब्रेक इट डाउन इनटू स्मॉलर डिसीजंस और स्मॉलर स्टेप्स एंड डू इट. So that was number 5. Number 6 is embodiment. This is where that whole thing that I just said comes into. You decided that I'm going to be a confident person. Now what? Just decision is not going to help you unless you embody it. You become that person. You become that confident person. Now, I know you're going to say, well, how do I become a confident person in one day? You can. You seriously can. One day. One moment. One moment. How? Because confidence is not something that is just you're born with. Actually, we are all born with confidence, but then all these doubts come later. But confidence is not something you just have, it is a skill that you practice. So if you're not confident, let's say, in turning on the camera and talking, like what I'm doing right now, but you might be very confident in talking to a client in the real world, not on to like 10 people, 20 people, 100 people online, but maybe when you meet someone outside, you're very confident. So confidence is not like a generic thing, which is every area of your life. You might be confident in one thing, but not in the other thing. You might be a very confident driver, give you any kind of car and snow and whatever, and you'll be amazing. I'm not. And I haven't made the decision yet. I'm very confident now, but in the snow, I'm like, ooh, a bit. So I haven't made the decision yet, or I haven't practiced it enough yet. So I'm not confident in driving in snowy conditions yet. But I'm very confident in turning on the camera and delivering and talking about the stuff that I'm so passionate about. Passion plays a role in that. So the question is, I know I did a whole podcast on confidence there, but the question is that are you embodying it? So if you say that I am a successful business owner, are you acting like a successful business owner? I talked about this in my Instagram stories a couple of days ago, that even though my vision is to create this successful business and I keep working on it, but so many days in 2024, I worked in my pajamas. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to dress up. I love dressing up, but I didn't do it because I'm like, hey, I'm just working from home. Today, there's no client call. Or if there is a client call, the client call is at 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. So I'm not going to shower until 1:30. Is that you embodying, becoming that person that you put on the vision board? So if my vision board has TEDx on it, that I want to be a TED speaker, am I embodying that? Am I showing up as that TED speaker? Yes, every single day. I'm on here, my podcast. Now I started my YouTube video podcast. This is, I think, episode 3 on there. And I have my other podcast, but my video podcast, because I'm becoming that person. Actually, not even becoming, I'm being that person. Right now, if you put me on TED stage, it's about getting there. But if right now someone puts me on TEDx stage, I will nail that because I have my speech ready. It's just about getting to the stage, getting to the application process and all that, bringing into physical reality. That's, I'm leaving it to the universe and the time and everything. But I am being that person right now. I'm ready for it. So are you ready for it? Are you showing up as that person who can live that dream? Are you showing up as that person who really is living that life? is in that relationship. Let's talk about relationship. If you want a partner, let's say you're single right now and you're looking for a partner and you're desperate. Desperate doesn't work, by the way. I'm going to do another podcast episode on 3 things that you're doing wrong in your manifestation process, and being desperate is one of them. But are you being that person who truly is believing that you're lovable, that you are worthy of love? Are you showing up as that person who your ideal partner falls in love with? So you've put this ideal partner on your vision board, what this ideal partner looks like. But are you being that person who this ideal partner will love? That's deep. That is very deep, actually. Oh, wow. Yeah. We create this image for this ideal partner and we put all these expectations from them. And then we say, there's no good men out there. Yes, you want a good man. You want a man who loves you, who is head over heels in love with you, just the way you are. And I'm not talking about are you being a person who's lovable in physical body, but are you vibrating at that level? Are you loving yourself that deeply that someone else would love you? Because if you don't love yourself, then you can't expect others to love you. And I mean love yourself unconditionally. There are no conditions. So that was number 6, which was embodiment. And now the last one and the most important one is gratitude. Being grateful for what you have right now. Being grateful and happy in the life you have. Being in love with this life. Living from that place of love and gratitude and joy. Are you being grateful? If you are sitting here and saying, oh, I'm going to use Instagram as an example. This is a beautiful example, actually. Let's say you're growing your business online and you post a reel and you get, I don't know, 500 views, right? And you get 3 likes or 5 likes. Okay, 500 views, 5 likes. I think that's beautiful. You get 500 views, 5 likes, and you're sitting there and saying, oh, only 5% liked my reel. This is 5 humans who loved what you put out there. How many times have you scrolled on Instagram and not liked something, but you viewed it and you said, that's a good one, but you didn't hit the like button or the heart. So those 5 likes are the people who actually hit the like button, but there's 495 others who saw that. That is 495 humans. And you are sitting in a place of complaining and believing that you're not worthy just because someone didn't like your video. What if you're grateful? What if you're like, wow, I am so grateful for these 5 humans. I'm so grateful for these 500 humans who spared 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 9 seconds of their life to watch my video, my reel. I am so worthy. What if you're grateful for that? So let's say, use business as an example. You want to make 10,000, 20,000, sorry, we said 20. You want to make $20,000 a month. And right now you're making 5, let's say, or 7. And you're saying, oh, when is this 20,000 coming? Why am I not making 20,000? Why are my clients not joining? Why is my product not selling? Why is no one joining my service? Why is no one buying my service? What if you're grateful? I am so happy and grateful for the $5,000 I made this month. And I am so happy and grateful for the $20,000 that are already on its way. I am so happy and grateful. Gratitude really changes your perspective towards life. Gratitude actually impacts every other thing we talked about. Gratitude changes your vibration. When you are in gratitude, you're vibrating high and fast. So while you're waiting for that ideal partner and you're saying, oh, I am so lonely. No one loves me. I don't have love. What if you say, I am so in love with myself and I am so happy and grateful for myself. I'm so happy and grateful for my parents who love me. I'm so happy and grateful for those 2 friends. Maybe it's just 2, let's say. I'm so happy and grateful for those 2 friends who love me so much. And then that's when you are in that energy of receiving love, more love into your life. I am so grateful for all the love that I have in my life. Universe loves me, God loves me, my friends love me, my parents love me, my siblings love me, and I have so much love. And that's when you attract more. So, gratitude, be grateful every single day. Wake up and say, I am so grateful for this beautiful day. I'm so grateful that I'm alive, that I'm breathing. I'm so grateful. So, that was the last one, being grateful for everything in your life. Being grateful for living in a place, you have a house, you have food on your table. So, being grateful for that. So, let's recap very quickly. Number one was faith, believing in what you really want and believing that it's already yours with no doubt at all. Number two was desire. Why do you want those things? Why are they on your vision board? Why did they make it on your vision board? What do they bring to you? Number three, imagination. So visualizing, really being in that place and feeling it and imagining how beautiful your life is. Number four, I forgot was vibration. So vibration, being in that high vibration, being in, and again, not toxic positivity, but being in high vibration, vibrating at that level where you are just loving life. Number five was, I have my notes somewhere. Number five is decision. I'm like, I keep forgetting this four and five. Decision, making a decision that this is it. Not like making a decision but then going back, making a decision and then going back, or not taking action. And then number six is embodiment, being that person who deserves or who actually lives this life, being that person who lives that vision that you have on your vision board right now, being that, embodying it, being that confident person, being that loving person that you loves themselves, being that loved, being that person who's being loved. How does it feel to be in love? Be that today, that you are in love with life. And I'm talking here relationships if you want a partner, but you be in love with yourself today. And then the last one is gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what's coming already now. I'm happy and grateful now that I lived in this beautiful house. I'm happy and grateful now that I have a loving partner in my life. I'm happy and grateful now that I've created a community of South Asian women who connect and we share and we love each other and we grow together. So being grateful now. That's it from me. If you loved anything in this podcast, please let me know. I would love to hear if this is what you like and share it. If you think anyone needs to hear this, I think this was beautiful. It was such a beautiful message, came from within me, but also from my coach. Like I was on the session with my coach and she was saying these things and I was like, oh my gosh. So I grabbed a few from there and I had a few of my own and that's what I'm sharing. Oh, by the way, I did mention that I'm going to say what were the couple of things that I wasn't doing enough in 2024. They were imagination and decision. So look at that. Imagination and decision. So I was getting better at making decisions, but I was still like a little bit. Smaller decisions were better, but the huge ones I was still kind of not. So now I'm not going to anymore. Every decision will be my decision. And I'm going to play in the imagination more. I was doing it, but not enough. I was there. I was imagining these things, but I wasn't feeling them. So get that feeling in there. So if you think anyone needs to hear this, please, please, please share it. If you're on YouTube, like it, subscribe it. I've just started my podcast on YouTube, and your likes and subscriptions tells YouTube that this is something you want to hear. So please do that. And tag me on Instagram. If you listen to this podcast, share it and tag me on Instagram so that I know if it helped you, if it didn't help you, or what are your thoughts about it. That's it from me. And on that note, this is Sunny signing off. Until next time, keep loving yourselves and stay authentic.